Sam Raimi. Now what is the first thing that you think of? No, not Spider-Man. Aha, the Evil Dead series, correct. This film starred the Chin, Bruce Campbell, and was directed by his childhood friend Sam Raimi. The film was originally credited as a video nasty on release, much like many other gory horror films during the mid-1980s. The term video nasty was used to describe the violence that these films portrayed and came about from various religious organizations and their gallant leader, Mary Whitehouse, a Christian, because we all know the enduring nature of Christianity, don't we? The Crusades, the French Wars of Religion, the 30 Years' War, and the Typing Revolution. The film originally came about when Campbell and Raimi did a prototype short for the financial investors, called Within the Woods. The Evil Dead then spent 1.5 years in production before being released. A couple of years later, a movie game was produced for the Commodore 64 and the ZX Spectrum. The Commodore version was released first and has a cutscene sequence if you don't press anything, and leave the game to its own devices. Usually this is called distraction mode. The cutscene explains that Ash must protect the residents of the cabin by shutting windows, which gives you points, and attacking any of the mutated or possessed cabin members. When you kill a possessed member, you also have to kill its dismembered torso, legs, and arms. The members of the cabin will be possessed by a cloud-looking object, which represents the evil force from within the film. If you touch it, however, you'll lose a life. The music on the Commodore version is quite good, and the bird's eye view of playfield is quite well done, but there is a glaring gameplay problem. You tend to lose energy whilst walking or doing anything except standing still. But Wikipedia mentions, since I can't find any instructions, that in order to keep your energy level up, you must pick up new weapons. Oh look, nothing fucking happens, which means that this game is flawed from the word go, and is near impossible to complete. The only way you could do this is if you could go to the bedroom area and keep shutting the 2 windows until you run out of lives, and even then, there's a chance of being owned by the Cloud of Doom. However, this isn't the case. After more searching, I found that you can increase your energy, but I'm not sure whether it's to do with each disembodied part you destroy, or if it's the whole creature. Another glaring problem with the game is that you can get stuck on certain items when trying to pick them up or navigating around them in the hallway, which is just frustrating. A year later, the Spectrum version was released, but unlike the Commodore version, it wasn't a standalone release. In fact, it was featured on Side B of Cauldron. This was unusual at the time, because most games would have the same game on both sides of the tape, and was only useful in the case that one of the sides didn't work. The other exceptions to this case was Ocean's Batman the Caped Crusader, which had Side A for the first part of the game and Side B for the second part of the game, and Microgen's Everyone's a Wally, which had a song about the game on Side B. The differences between the versions is that the Spectrum version doesn't have cutscene instructions but will play a demo showing the rooms. It doesn't have any music, just sound effects. The sprites are a bit bigger. Oh, and you can't get stuck on some of the items. Other than that, it's the same, including the more energy for picking up weapons bollocks. As a final assessment for this game, I agree with Retro Gamer's standpoint. It is fun to play, just for 5 minutes. No more, no less.